Guys, what's up everyone? Welcome to Young Titan World. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. This is your boy Young Titan, and I hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be talking about one particular movie, and it's one that creeped me out, grossed me out. In fact, it maxed out my ill factor by 1,000. Bro, it was just one of those movies that I just couldn't focus on the storyline because of how disgusting or how it was just ill. It was just ill. And the special effects supervisor or whoever it is that was in charge of creating that alien, let me just say, fuck you. With all honesty, why, upon all the kinds of designs you could use for an alien, why does it have to be the creepiest coffee table in the history of the world? I guess they really did want to stand out in this show. Well, what I'm talking about is Landscape with Invisible Hand. That's right. Landscape with Invisible Land. That's what we're going to be talking about today. It's just, I can't even shed it off before we actually start reviewing this thing. It's just that it was so freaking creepy. It reached into my soul and make me go ew every time I saw the aliens, man. Like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, they can't be serious, all right? Maybe this is just a cover. You know how, like, when Marvel brings out a movie or they bring out a trailer for their movies, they leave some details out. I'm thinking they were doing the same thing with the aliens, but no. What you see is what you get. And oh, my God. Oh, my God. I've been traumatized. My alien affinity has been lost. I no longer want to commune with aliens anymore if that's how they freaking look like. They look so, oh my God. It's like a snail fuck the coffee table. No, it's like a snail fuck the coffee table. Fuck the scrubbing brush. I just can't. It was like a threesome or a foursome with a scrubbing brush, a coffee table, and a chicken. At one angle, it looked like a chicken. Oh my God! It's just okay. Now I actually need to start I need to restart the review now. So yeah, Landscape with Invisible Hand is like in the case where aliens come to Earth, and according to them, they had been studying the human race and trying to figure out when would be the most positive or beneficial time to approach them. It's like they didn't jump to conclusions and just pop onto Earth, but they decided to analyze us and make sure that the time that they approach wouldn't be a time that a nuclear war would be declared. And with that comes the whole story where Santi Black plays this character that is conflicted with this introduction to new aliens. The aliens come and they take everything. You know, it's like if this is shown to economists of any kind, I'm sure they'll cream their pants, or I'm sure they'll be really stoked about this, because it's a topic that can be conversed about. You know, it's an issue that can be discussed. What happens to our ecosystem? What happens to our planet when some extraterrestrial creature decides to make the appearance, introduce their new technology, and basically change the way we live? Does that fuck us all over, or does it only leave us in a way that we can grow and become better? Because we realize that in this show or in this movie, most of the jobs are being taken away. The old systems that we're used to work were all taken apart. So even schools were shut down, which it would have brought me, like, if that happens right now, I am too stoked about it, because I myself am no longer in the educational system, because I've already been in it like a decade, 2 decades. I've been in it for 2 decades. Yeah, I can actually say I've been in the educational system for 2 decades. For more than 2 decades, actually. But who's counting anyways? Anyways, the point is, aliens are in this thing, and they look gross as fuck. And, like how we always stream, like how I stream games on Young Titan World, which is on twitch.tv. So I think that would be like twitch.tv/Young Titan. That's where I stream. So basically just as how people stream games and lifestyle stuff and even have chats and interviews on live streams, just the same way as they were also doing in the movie. But in this case, since the aliens have no freaking idea what relationships and love is about, they're more interested in that category. And this is a way that two of them under the household of Tiffany Haddish, I couldn't really keep the names inside my head, so only the actors. So basically, the dating relationship thing that is happening under her roof is to pay the bills. At first, it was like actual honest emotions, because the girl liked the guy liked the girl, and they were trying to figure out how to work about it. And the girl, I would say she's an entrepreneur. She's trying to make money moves. But the dude is just trying to be honest in the relationship. And he's uncomfortable about the whole exposing the beginning of their relationship. But, the girl kind of like convinces him. The whole thing starts off with a bang. Every single person is really happy about their choice to be with them. And so it happens that the aliens are enjoying it so much. The creepy aliens enjoy it so much. I just pause right there. Why couldn't they go for something like E.T.? Or, okay, let's just get back. So the aliens love the live stream so much. They decide that they love it so much. But then it reaches the point where there's this friction that's going on. Ever since the character that Santi Black was playing decided to introduce the girl's family into his mom's home, there's this friction with the two families. And because of that friction, they're not necessarily able to enjoy the relationship, and it crumbles. Honestly, it crumbles because of that. Ideally, all of the things that I've said before, or all the things that I've talked about so far, is one that is coming from a necessity. The girl is doing the whole relationship thing because it's fetching in the big bucks. And it's not because she doesn't enjoy the relationship. It's just that, she kind of needs the money. Her family needs the money. She's bringing family. She said one thing that made things very interesting. She said high priority needs come before the whole cozy relationship lifestyle. And I think I completely agree with that. Because every single moment that we spend with ourselves or with the lives that we have, well, we tend to prioritize what's important, So if I don't like the relationship I'm in, I can tap out because I ain't comfortable with that shit. And I need that thing that's going to keep me going. Anyways, I cannot go into the full breadth of the story because my walking time conflicts with how close I am to where I actually do my work. So I'm going to have to leave you guys here and just say that Landscape with an Invisible Hand is not a movie I would recommend to anybody. The only reason why I watched Landscape with an Invisible Hand was because, and I quote, was because of Tiffany Haddish and Asante Black. Because Asante Black is hot as fuck. Okay? He's hot. He's so hot. I don't know who created him, but damn, that boy is hot as fuck. And I can't exactly deny that. However, I can say that it's definitely a very it shows you a different perspective of what happens when aliens pop in on our universe and how it affects us greatly, not just as humans, but as people. And that's crazy. So Personally, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, didn't they declare that aliens are real? So probably, in that respect, there's a lot to consider. I just hope they're not that gross. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Young Titan out. Hey guys, what's up everyone? Welcome to Young Titan World. It's your boy Young Titan. Hope you guys are having a great day. Today we're going to talk about one movie that we already talked about, but we didn't quite finish with its review. That said, let's continue with Landscape with Invisible Hand. Now, we already talked about how very awkward and unique the experience was to first watch a movie that does not necessarily make aliens look good, but still make them look smarter, all right? And we crossed the point where we understood that each and every one of the characters in this are going through their own emotional circle. You know, they're going through their own process, and each and every one of them either has a problem with how they're dealing with their situation ever since the aliens came along, and mainly how they're adjusting as human beings that are not needed in the system anymore. Their jobs have been taken, their lives have been turned upside down. Even those who have less are still envying those who have a little more than less, and it kind of makes the whole dynamic of entering a utopia that much more complicated, you know, because because when we start visualizing a paradise still has a system, and the system will work for you if you are on a higher level than most. And for the way they interpreted that into this was quite deep, that they even they made reference to how even a doctor himself, a doctor who has a lot of these like amazing surgeries, is now a driver, but he's choosing that occupation because it pays 10 times more than what he would have ever gotten if he was still being a doctor. And so I really do see how much people are willing to change in order to get more in their pocket. It also kind of teaches you about the reality of situations if things do get turned upside down. In fact, you don't even need to go as far as to say that aliens need to come onto Earth before that's what happens. Because in reality, when you move to a different country, the dynamics change. That being said, if you were a doctor in Africa, I could tell you this: they would pay you and you think it's a lot. But if you did get to a different place, probably the same kind of job occupation, you would still get way, way more. So it's, I don't know, at first glance, when I watched it, all I could think about was how gross all the aliens were. But inevitably, we still have to talk about what they are linking us to in terms of real life situations, in terms of how much reality can be put into that said movie. Might not be a gross ass alien that looks like a freaking pink coffee table that lives, but more like a lesson that goes into every piece of your life, especially if you find yourself in a place where you're providing for a family, and you might even have to switch careers in order to take care of your family better. Where in the conclusion where we found out that the kid, who's the artist, decides that he wasn't going to go along with the whole plan of them incorporating his art. They all saw it and they thought it was perfect, but then they made the edits. Bro would have gone along with the whole plan, gotten all that money in the world if he had stuck to it. But I guess he's not a sellout. An amazing lesson, but I guess we're not in the same boat. I'm supposing a lot of us would have been like, they edited it, so I don't care. The thing is, I'm going to keep making my art. If you misinterpret it, if you edit it to your own doing, it is how you want to perceive the art. Whether he likes it or not, or whether the kid likes it or not, the aliens have already taken over. They're already in their lives. Whether it's better, whether it's worse, that is a conversation that can be argued upon on many levels, because some people would consider it as a great opportunity. Some people would think of it as a drag. Some people don't even know what the change is. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that despite everything that happened in the end, the kid comes back, right? He comes back, tells his mom he couldn't do it, and I don't know, they receive him so well. So what, they're gonna just like stay in poverty when they offered them $1 million chance? Well, maybe it's the greedy man inside me that probably just looks at it that way. But maybe his values are more important than the survival of his family. Or maybe he believes that his family will still be better off if he doesn't have his art misinterpreted. But I guess it mainly boils down into the value one puts into his art. If you're a person who is out there, who does lots of stuff, whether you do videos, you paint art of any kind, you create something, you're a content creator. In that moment, there are times where you are in that sellout position, where you have the potential to get more money if you downplay certain ethics and certain laws in your life. And you might think that it's the best option considering how difficult it is for you in the system and in the life that you're living. While I am no expert, or neither do I know what you're going through, your values are what make you who you are. Assessing what you want at a point in time would help you divulge what exactly it is that you want to do. Some people don't have a problem, just selling out, because deep down they know what they want. They have an objective. They are open-minded as to where they see themselves and what their art shows. I mean, I'm not trying to hush anyone's buzz, but I feel like even artists, whether it's a musician, whether it's a movie director, there are those moments in time where they create something and it's misinterpreted. In fact, it probably happens more than once. Every single moment, there is a lot of misinterpretation that comes from a lot of music. And it probably could have been benign. It could have been straight up evil. And you probably would look to the content creator, or you look to the artist and try and understand what their original intent was for that content that they created. And at times they don't know. But it still starts with the values that the person has of himself. If he considers other people's interpretation more important than his own, than what he perceives, then maybe he's not making the art for himself, he's making it for them. And so doing, he's trying to make them like it. But I kind of thought that if you are creating content, it's supposed to relate to how you feel, how you want, and how you've lived your life. So, who's to say you're the bad person, I'm the bad person? I don't know. But yeah, the conclusion was quite underwhelming. I'm not exactly sure I would have gone for the same thing, but that's why it's a movie and it's not reality. I mean, come on, it's talking about aliens, first of all, so that shouldn't be a big deal. But I do hope that you enjoyed this review. I hope it beckoned your thoughts on this whole issue, and I hope you reach a conclusion that helps you live a better life. This is Young Titan, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Until next time, Young Titan out. Thank you for listening. All right, bye.